Hello everybody, in this video we're going to take a look at equation, word problems, but with a specific focus on perimeter problems. So in this example it says the perimeter of a rectangle is 60 meters. If the width is 2 meters more than 3 times the length, find each dimension. So I'm going to go ahead and draw a picture first, just so we have a nice visual. Should be a rectangle. We know the perimeter is 60. And it says the width is 2 meters more than 3 times the length. A good rule of thumb, whatever comes at the end of that sentence, the end of that comparison, use that as your variable. So we're going to call our length, we're going to relate everything in terms of our length. So we'll use L. Now for the width, it wouldn't make sense for me to just call this W, because then we're going to have two variables and only one equation. We can't solve that. It would have a limited number of possibilities. So we want to write this in terms of L, and we're going to use this comparison to do that. It says the width is 2 meters more than 3 times the length. So if we call the length L, let's start with 3 times that, which would just be 3L, and 2 meters more than would just be simply plus 2. 2 plus 3L would also work, the commutative property. 3L plus 2 would represent the width. Okay, again, it's important that we use one variable here, not to create like a system with two different L and W going on. They give us a relationship, so why not use that? And again, quick rule of thumb, it doesn't always, I don't like to say the word always like 100% of the time, but a good rule of thumb is whatever comes at the end of the sentence, use that as your kind of starting point of, all right, I'm going to relate everybody to L or everybody to the length. Okay, so now with that in mind, just so we could see a visual, I'm going to label the length and the width. It's arbitrary what we call what. Doesn't matter. So I can either add up all 4 of these sides, I can write my perimeter equation, however you want to do this. So we know the perimeter, we know P is 60. I know my length is just simply L, and my width is 3L plus 2. So that's going to be 2L plus 6L plus 4 after I distribute. So that's going to be 8L plus 4. Okay, and now I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides. I'm going to get 56 equals 8L. My pen's running out of ink here. Running out of battery, I should say. It's not a real pen. And now dividing both sides by 8, I would get L equals 7. Okay, so that's one dimension. I found the length. For the width, I would plug in a 7 for L. 3 times 7 is 21, plus 2 is 23. So this is a 7 meter by 23 meter rectangle. Okay, and you can kind of check that. So that would be 14 plus 46. Yeah, it makes sense that it has a perimeter of 60, or it works out. With solving the two-step equation down below, kind of went quickly through this, but combining like terms, this is where my pen started failing a little bit, 8L, subtracting the 4 to get the 56, and then dividing by 8 to get our final answer of 7. You wouldn't want to stop right there. That's the length, that's great, but now we have to use that comparison to find the width. Okay, so this was an equation word problem specifically focusing on perimeter. Thank you for watching, and hopefully you found this helpful.